Hello, this is your host, Meta 3000. Welcome to the show. Meta. Hey guys, so today I wanted to do something different. I've been finding myself having a lack of guests on the show, and I figured I want to make more episodes. So this episode, and depending on how well this episode goes, it might be a series, is about philosophy and philosophers. And who better to talk about than than the person that's widely regarded as the first philosopher in the Western time. So a lot of there's Eastern philosophers, and I'll get to Eastern philosophy someday, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, the first guy, the first Western philosopher, widely regarded as philosopher. That title. His name is Thales or Thales. I prefer Thales because Thales sounds like something else. So Thales, the philosopher, he comes from this place called Miletus or Maltus, or however you wanna, really depends on where you're from. Thales Thales of Maltus. No, it's Thales of Miletus, right? And he was around the Ionian era of humanity, the Mediterranean era, or area, and Thales is considered pretty darn smart for being, the first philosopher, allegedly. And he was considered like one of the seven wise men of Greece. And he's the main guy, the dude. So he was born right around through 620 BC, before the Common Era, BCE, and he died around 545 before the Common Era. For those of you that don't know, anything like we live in 2000 whatever, and everything before that, like before what was before zero, we just, like, humanity was around longer than 2000 years, and before that is called before the Common Era, before zero, what we all collectively decided as zero, and I'm not gonna say why. It's up for you to figure that out. So anyways, Thales was, he liked to think a lot. He never really wrote down anything, so a lot of this stuff is hearsay from his students and or people that, like, really liked Thales. And he basically was talking about, hey, look at all this stuff called things and whatever that we see. The tree, right? And the tree and the rocks, and, like, it's all like solid, but then we got, like, wind, which is, like, very, like, blowy. It, like, blows all up on you, and then we got, like, like water and lava and blood, like viscous liquidy substances. Like, what's up with that? And he was like basically the first person to decide that there's, like, three matters, or three forms of matter. Now we know that there's four, including plasma, if you include plasma. Not the blood, the like energy, I guess you could call it. But anyways, he was like the guy that was like, there's liquid, solid, and gas, and because of that, he created this thing this term that really rocked humanity for a very long time, and like we were trying to figure things out because of this. But he said everything was made of water, and now that's stupid, but the everything part was pretty, like everything is made out of something, of like one substance. That's pretty important within the development of science and uh, mathematics and what we like know of the world. So he was wrong about the water thing, but you I can understand where he thought, like, with the limited knowledge and technology that they had back in the day, like that's pretty impressive to get to that conclusion, you know? He was so close because everything is made out of matter, not water. But this is his explanation, and it's totally exaggerated. It's not necessarily like the true, but water. He realized, all right, we need water to exist. Like we're drinking water so we don't die. Like what happens if someone doesn't drink water for a long time? They end up dying. And then he noticed that like water gets really hard really easily. Like a little awkwardly hard, awkwardly fast, if you get. Thales thought that water got hard too fast. Anyways, so into ice, basically, what we know as ice. So he was like, look, water could turn into a solid, like a liquid can turn into a solid, right? Now, a liquid, this liquid also turns into a gas, like really fucking easily. Like you just put some fire under that, and then it dissipates into evaporation, into like steam. And he's like, you could see the steam, right? And so he also looked out. Remember, this is in like Greece area, Mesopotamian area, and he's just like looking at the water, the ocean, and he's like, look how much we have of this water stuff. It's a lot of water. That's all I'm saying. And the land seems to be coming out of the water, and water gets really hard. It turns into solid. So, like, and then like we also like trees need water, otherwise trees will die. And then like birds drink water, humans drink water, fishes live in the water, and then like we breathe like miniature versions of water, like air, you know. And we eat solid things that like excrete water, like blood, you know, like blood is like water, it's like liquidy, right? So he's just like, he convinced himself that water is like the end all be all thing. And this thing, the end all be all thing for one thing is called integration. Integration. That's the key word. For the longest time, everyone's like, how do we integrate this? Integrate that. This is how you combine the universe to be part of this one whole thing, and that's like the universe, you know, bada bing, bada boom. So for the longest time, philosophers, physicists, scientists, biologists, everything was like, we need to integrate. Like that's like the word. So yeah, he creates integration. He was totally wrong with the water thing. But he got pretty close, you know. And it makes sense as to how he got there. In addition to that, he also kind of like coined theorems, like mathematical equations, which he used to prove, incorrectly prove. I don't want to like get on anyone's bad side. I'm so sorry, but he used it to incorrectly prove that the Earth was flat. I'm so sorry if you believe that the Earth is flat. I believe it's spherical, and for for reasons I'll explain when if I ever get to other philosophers. There's other philosophers that concluded that the Earth was round a long time ago. But this guy, Thales, the first philosopher, he thought that the Earth was flat, and he did this by the Thales theorem, or I think it was a Thales theorem. Though don't quote me, but basically he studied like he figured out geometry and then within like the things that he figured out that the angles of an isosceles triangle at the base is equal, and then he also figured out that within the diameter of the circle, a right angle can like is necessary to fit within the circle, right? A right angle triangle. So through that like process, he inductively reasoned that therefore Earth must be a circle because of geometry. Like he was like, look at the angles of the points of all the known worlds and of the Earth, like areas of the Earth, and it must be in a very like circular way. And he also concluded that like that was it basically. Like the right angle of a triangle fits into a circle, the diameter of a circle. So then therefore that's the Earth, right? It must be. That doesn't necessarily mean that that's the Earth. I think that's a pretty large jump. So so yeah, that's basically most of the things that were important, right? So integration and the Thales theorem and right angle triangle is necessary for the diameter of a circle. Those are very like, wow, we use this to this day kind of stuff. And like one thing that's interesting is like how, okay, yeah, we use it modernly, but the conclusions are always going to be a little bit different, and I always found that interesting. Another thing that Thales believed in was that certain rocks had souls, and the way that he concluded this was because there's like iron in certain rocks and minerals and whatever, and he realized that like they were certain rocks would be attracted to other rocks, like they would from afar slowly merge together, not merge together, but like touch each other, and this was called magnetism. But you know, this was a long time ago where magnets aren't a very common thing, and he was like, wow, these two people or these two souls, these two rocks love each other so much, and they have such powerful souls that it just pulls together, and between matter and energy, that these things must be alive, and if these things are alive, they must have souls. And of course, I think that's wrong. If you believe that's right, that's totally up to you. But there was really no the thing I didn't the reason why I don't say that that's like a concrete modernistic idea that Thales had is because there's no real innovation. Because for the longest time, since like the dawn of man and like and the beliefs in like gods or whatever is that gods were always a little bit of in everything, right? Like there's always an essence of God within something, because they believe that God or gods is infinite and therefore is in everything. So, yeah, what him believing that rocks are uh, had souls had no innovation. It was basically the common thing back in his time to believe that like everything had a soul. It was just his explanation for why rocks specifically had a soul. Like he reasoned why rocks have a soul versus other things like a branch, stuff like that. So yeah, and he influenced a lot of people. So that's why he's pretty what's the word? He's pretty good or cool or neat and very, very fundamental to learning about philosophy and philosophers and where their mind comes from. Integration, math, and the curiosity over everything around you, no matter how mundane, including rocks and water. Welcome to philosophy. For those that don't know, philo in philosophy means for the love of, like a philiac. Philiac is like someone obsessed or in love with. So philo, and then Sophia. Sophia is a name that we typically share in modern times, but many people don't know what Sophia means. Sophia means for the wisdom of. So philosophia is for the love of, for the wisdom of. And if you combine that to what makes sense is for the love of wisdom, basically. So, yeah, philosophia, philosophy, the love of just knowing things. And it doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. What matters is you love it. You love figuring out new things, and most philosophers that I know, and personally, I love when I'm wrong. I think, I don't know. I like to think that I love that I'm wrong, but yeah, we're gonna find out together on this journey. And with that, I have the 3 questions for you. The first is, was your day good? What was one good thing about your day? So that's the first one. The second one is, what was one bad thing about your day? Really, really think about it. What was one bad thing about today? And then the third one is, what is one hope you have for tomorrow? Because when tomorrow comes around, or if tomorrow even does come around, let's see if you accomplish that hope. And with that, I'm going to leave you to my new song that I made about Thales. It's basically a quick, non-in-depth version of what I just said to you. And here it is. Enjoy. This here anthem leaves everyone stunning. Thales was the first to be thinking, yo, this guy is straight cunning. Be glad for the water you're drinking. Yo, he was born in 623 BCE, and 545 was about when he died. This guy, born in the Ionian Age of time, decided that the world should be categorized. Now look, see, check it with them eyes, how water seems to be needed to survive. Thales got curious and asked the people why. Was it that the water gave everything life? Cause man, is it possible all of it is tied, integrated into one giant bond? This man started the whole conversation, saying that the world is wider integration. He further concludes how the world is flat, is the first to figure out math and all of that, which we utilize to this modern day. He's the big papa for it, safe to say. We discovering that the right triangle has to fit in within a circle. This specific objective observation puts Thales' name into future generation. He was the first greatest, put respect on the name, figured out math and science, and didn't care for fame. He played the philosophy so hard it was like a game. Now the world can never ever be the fucking same. Never ever be the fucking same. Never ever be the fucking same. Meta.